Welcome back to my channel. Today we want to talk about the 5 signs that could indicate your man or your date is ready for commitment and ready to take the next step. And if you don't know me, my name is Sama. I'm a qualified therapist, counselor, and inner child coach and a relationship expert. And what I do is support my clients throughout their healing, letting go of traumas, being in their dream relationship, and more. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. Make sure to subscribe to this channel as well, and like and share this video. So let's get started into the 5 signs that could indicate that your man is ready for commitment and ready to take the next step. So the first sign I always look into when most of my clients come to me and say, how do I know if he's ready for commitment? Do I ask him? And sometimes you don't need to ask. You know by watching his actions. So the first thing I want you to look for is consistency. Consistency with time, consistency with phone calls, consistency with text messages, and time spent together. If he doesn't tick any of the consistency boxes, then most likely he's confused about the relationship or he's wasting your time. So consistency, consistency, consistency. Make sure to write this down. And when a man is truly ready for a commitment, you can see he is interested in your life. He is consistent. He's always on time. And that's how you know he's ready for commitments. And the second sign that you need to look into, it's about him being open and honest about his financial situation. And of course, this is a very sensitive area for guys, as most of you know, because guys are more, they relate their self-worth based on their achievements and financial situation. Let's say a man has a lot of expenses, he's not financially stable, he will start talking to you about this. And if he's financially stable, he will talk to you also about this. And this is how you know he's thinking about commitment. And what you need to do, if he had, let's say a man came to you and he said, you know what, I have this debt I need to pay. For us women, we need to understand, we need to raise our standards. And feel free to tell the man, you need to pay off your debt before you can come and be in a relationship with me. And this is you mentioning your standards and expectations. But yeah, so the second sign, basically, he will be open about his financial situation. And this is when you know he is thinking about the next step and he is ready for it as well. Because if a guy doesn't talk about his financial situation, whether he is financially secure or not, then it's a red flag and he's wasting your time. Because if a man is serious about you, he will tell you about his income, about what he's working on, where does he see himself, and and there's honesty in there. So watch out for this sign. And I want to also talk about the third sign, which is really important to keep in mind. He talks about the future and you're included. So a man who's ready to commit is willing to talk about the future. And what I mean by that is including you in it. Whether it's traveling together, whether it's starting a family, whether it's how many kids does he want. And if he doesn't talk about the future, or if he talks about the future and you're not included in it, then that's a red flag and you need to move on. Keep this in mind, ladies. Talking about the future can include different aspects: living together, traveling, kids, marriage, commitment. And if you keep talking about the future and he is ignoring this topic, then this is a red flag that you need to be aware of. And it's important for you to understand that maybe it's time for you to talk honestly to him about this and think carefully about whether you want to continue with this or do you want to move on. So do not settle, ladies. Keep this in mind. And the fourth sign is him introducing you to friends, family, and everyone who's close to him. So he's kind of proud to introduce you to his family, everyone around him, and he wants you to be included in family events. And this is a sign that he's ready for commitment. If a guy tells you he's not ready for a commitment and he doesn't take you to see his family or he doesn't introduce you to his family, then this is a red flag. Because how the psychology of guys actually work is by them introducing you to their family because they are important to them and you are important to them. So they will introduce you to each other. If they don't, and they only talk about the future, then I would consider it as a red flag. However, if in some situations, let's say the man has a group of male friends who do not match the same vision as him of having future and kids and family or getting married, in most cases he doesn't want to introduce you to his friends because they don't have the same vision for the future for you and him, and he's trying to move away from them. And that's not a bad thing. He is working on his future and determining what's better for him. But with family, I would highly recommend that if he doesn't introduce you to family or people that are important to him, then it's a red flag. Keep this in mind, ladies. And the last sign that I want to talk about, which is really important for you to keep in mind, because a lot of us think, it's not important. I shouldn't mention it. I'm not seeing it. Maybe he needs more time to get to know me. Is the sign that I don't want you to ignore is the man being vulnerable with you. If he can't be vulnerable with you, if he can't share his feelings and emotions with you, then that's a red flag and he's not ready for a commitment. A man who's truly ready for a commitment, he can be vulnerable around you. He shares good things, bad things, emotion, feelings, everything. So if he's not being vulnerable around you, then he's not ready for a commitment. He still doesn't feel comfortable around you. And it's not your job to make him feel comfortable. Remember, you can't save a man, you can't fix a man. All you can do is be yourself, authentically yourself, and connect more and more with yourself. If you like this video, make sure to share it with a friend. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, along with emailing me if you want one-on-one coaching or therapy to attract your dream relationship. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to share it.